Hello, how are you today? This is JilliBling, and today is a perfect day to do the brand new paper pumpkin. I've been anticipating this, and in one of my last videos I opened up the box just to see what's inside of it, and I thought today is a perfect day to make one of each of the projects. I have one sample done, and I did the insides, and I'll take pictures and I'll show you what the insides look like, but I won't be doing those today. I'll just be doing the outside. And you could do anything you'd like with the inside. And I do have one game changer little note. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. And it will make your stamping so much better and easy. So let's get started. Like I said, I already took everything out of here. But let's pull out supplies for at least one. What do you think about the new color? This is magenta. Hold on. Magenta Madness. Magenta Madness. Ah, I love it. And there are the directions, but you don't have to read those because I'll show you how to do it today. And this box contains supplies for 20 cards in 20 envelopes. So let's get going. So when I start out doing paper pumpkin, I take out all the pieces, and everything that goes to all the pieces I set off to the side, such as glue dots and dimensionals and these little self-adhesive bits of happiness. So punch all these out, and I say which one do they go to? This one. All the clouds go to card number 3. Okay, the vellum goes to card number 3. These vellum tags go to card number 2. So this will probably take you a little bit longer to do because I already did one of the projects. So feel free to hit that little pause button and then we could continue. This is the label for card number 1. This color is called Bumblebee, very pretty. This also goes to card number 1. And look at these envelopes, it really shows you how pretty the colors are. Isn't that beautiful? I love the magenta. I love the purple posy. Pumpkin pie, I like that too. So I'll pull out one each of these. Here's the card base. These colors are just so happy and bright and cheerful together. Exactly what we need. Oop, I think I didn't pull one of the envelopes. Let me look. There it is. Pumpkin pie. So I don't have the new in color inks. So to do the insides, I'm just trying, hoping that shaded spruce, if I stamp off and then stamp it on the paper, it will be similar to just jade. So whatever colors you have, it's okay to improvise. Okay. Oh, let me show you a few things. I have all these little notes over here. So here's the stamp set. And at first I was pulling this off and putting it on just on the block like that. But if ever you have a piece of polymer that can be stretched, it could be good, because if you wanted to make a smile, very easy, you could make it into whatever shape you like, but we don't want that. We want it to be more rainbow-like. So to keep the original shape, pull it off of the what is that? Like a window sheet with the image on it. Turn it upside down, and if you just drop it there, now it's in its original shape. And then put the block on it that way, and now I know this is what Stampin' Up! Intended when they designed this set, because now it fits exactly what they designed. Okay, and here is Misty Moonlight. This is one of the new ink colors. It's beautiful. It's kind of like a denim color, Very nice, but we'll be using that. In each one of your paper pumpkins, you always get a brand new Stampin' spot, and it's great to collect them because you get at least one, sometimes multiples, but at the end of the year, you end up with quite a collection. So, my game changer tip. I'm going to get right into it. Do you know what I'm doing here? Have you ever got a new stamp set and you always would assume that newer is better? But when stamp sets get a little bit old, they seem to work better for some reason. And usually it's on the ones that have more of a surface that picks up the ink that you have a hard time with. I'll show you what I mean. So when you go to stamp it, does this happen to you? Do you see how it's not a fully filled in image? And then you go to stamp it again. It might be a little bit better, but still it's not quite what you're hoping for. You want it to be 100% filled in. So I have a trick for that, but you need to be, this is a disclaimer. I'm not responsible for what you do, but it helps me a lot. So I will show you what it is. But if you can, pause for a minute and say she's not responsible for my stamps. And I say that only because I'm going to take a nail file to it. One time I had a friend and she filed too much that she filed off the detail of the stamp. It was a really fine detailed stamp. She would do it with all of hers. And she ended up filing off the dot on the eye, and you can't get it back. So just disclaimer. So I'm getting off a lot of the ink. When Stampin' Up! Makes stamps, there's a little bit of a coating, and I don't know if they apply it or if it just naturally happens on polymer and rubber. And if you were, I'm looking around to see if I have a brand new stamp set. If you were to look at a brand new stamp set, it's kind of shiny. It's really pretty, really clean looking, like clear nail polish. That doesn't do you any favors when you're trying to ink the stamp. And ink, what's it going to do? It's going to ball up, and the ink is going to look like that. So what I do is I have this with me all the time, and I just rub it over the top. So I did that about 3 times over this first little bit. And I'm just trying to get the coating off. If you were to use a stamp over and over and over, and you would clean it over and over, what do you think you're doing? You're rubbing that coating off, and suddenly it will start working well. This is just kind of speeding up the process. So that's all that it takes. And I don't want any of that powder in there, so I'm just going to kind of wipe it. So now let's see how it stamps. It should hold the ink on the polymer or rubber better. What do you think? It works pretty good, huh? I'm looking around seeing if I could find another new stamp that I could show you. Again, hold on here. Oh, here's one. Well, this one isn't. Okay. This one I plan on using in the next few days before it goes out. And I'm looking at this stamp. This is rubber. But see how it's a little bit bold? So, you get it out of here, brand new stamp, and when you look at this, is there a shine? Maybe a hint of a shine, but that's what kind of causes the problem. So, put it on there, and, well, let's try it first. I think it's more on polymer that it's a problem, not so much on rubber. So let's give it a try. That came out pretty good, but let's see how it comes out after I take and make the top part of the stamp a little bit dull. Actually, this is a good one to show you because it's got all these little tiny bits by the tread. I'll show you on here. See all these little dots? I don't want to sand so hard that I sand those off. That's a good, bad example. Okay. So now I've sanded it. So that you could tell just a little bit of a difference up and through here, and this one came out just as good as could be. So that's my game changer tip for today. Okay, onward. Done with that. Here's the stamp set. We don't need the boy stamp yet. Okay, so let's get to making the first one. I'm going to pull out all the pieces. Ooh, I have lots of stuff here. So fold the base paper in half. Use your bone folder to confirm the fold. How did I get so many of these? Oh, I think I put the whole pile there. And this just gets, using your adhesive, put on right in the center. So all of you paper pumpkin people, there is a Facebook group or 2 or 10, and it's just for paper pumpkin subscribers. And they show you all kinds of ideas other than what the kit gives you to make different cards. And these people are so creative. This spot, it is closed really well. I think that's a good thing. I already had a hard time here. There we go. Let me show you something. See this right here? This is the card that I stamped at first, and I was so disappointed how splotchy it came out. So I pulled out my nail file and I thought, oh, I had to tell everyone about that. So, should come out lots better now that it's been used. And I think I took the nail file to it. Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, much better. Very good. I'm not going to close that thing tight. I'm having a hard time opening it. Okay, and then dimensionals. And that goes right down here. Kind of as a base for this little rainbow. And now, these things are fun. Put 3 of those on. I love these colors. And then a little bow. Oh, and I have a tip about the bows too. So, when you have twine, which is wonderful, beautiful, striped, do you see that it naturally has a twist to it? When you tie your bows, do the top part of your bows look twisted and they're out of control? And you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they get twisted. What you do, first of all, get any of the twists out. We don't want it to be just 2 straight strings. We do want them wrapped together. But tie your bow like you normally would. And one exception is don't pull it tight quite yet. Okay, so here is my loose wiggly bow that just wants to be pulled tightened. But before you pull it tight, get these little bunny ears right where you want them. And because it's not tight, the string isn't being cinched and it's not, boy, how do I have the right words for this? It's not making the twist in the fibers distort your little bunny ears. So, if you can, tie the bow, leave the knot loose, get it to just the right size of ears, and then pull it. And hopefully you don't have to adjust it too much. If I were to pull this piece down, this would get all twisted and my bunny ears would be twisted like that. I hope that makes sense. If not, next time I see you, say, now what were you talking about? And I'll show you. Okay, get these trimmed. And a glue dot. So these glue dots are a little bit too big for that tiny little twine, so I'm going to fold it in half and then just use the glue dot that's folded in half, so it has a smaller profile. If I put that big old dot on there, everything would be sticking to it. And how about if I put it right here? Maybe. Look how sweet that is. So for the insides, I'll take pictures of these, but look at these beautiful colors. This is the Magenta Madness. What is this one called? Misty Moonlight. And then this one is something Jade. I need to learn these really quick. Right here. This one is called Just Jade. They're so pretty. You know, when I was a kid, my sister and I, we had favorite colors in the crayon color box. And hers was Midnight Blue, which I like too. But because she chose that one, of course, I wasn't going to choose that one. And mine was Magenta. Always it was Magenta. I still love it. I didn't know how much I loved it until Stampin' Up! Just came out with this one. It's like, oh, I like that. Guess what it's called? Magenta. That's my color. Okay, so this is the second card. And this will go in here. Take one of these. We'll stamp the words on here. It's happening. Okay. Oh, the first time I did it, I put it like this. It's like, oh, what is that? I think it's supposed to be part of a rainbow. Okay. When you're adhering vellum, if possible, put the adhesive in an area that will not be seen. For instance, this label is going to go here, maybe over a little further. Therefore, I'm going to put adhesive directly under here only, not so much out on the edges. Otherwise, I'll show you what it does. See how you could see the adhesive through there? Not good. Actually looks pretty bad, but we're going to cover it. Okay, so this we're going to stamp You're Amazing in Misty Moonlight. Can't wait to get the new stamp pads. You know, normally I have them pulled out for, you know, I can't see this, white on white. Usually I have the stamp pads pulled out because I like to use the bigger ones rather than the spots, but need them today. Okay, it better come out good because I sanded it. It's a mystery. You ready? Drum roll. Whoo-hoo! Look at that. If it weren't a little crooked, that's perfection. I'm really happy with that one. Okay. Dimensionals. Yeah, it's crooked. If I bling it up enough, will anyone know? And now a little bow stuck on with a glue dot. Trying it somewhere different this time so it doesn't interrupt the words. Ooh, very nice. And a few of these. Just anywhere. I have a feeling we might have extra. I don't know. I didn't count them out. I'm just doing what the instructions say. Okay, so this one is done. Wouldn't it be nice to receive that? Love it. Okay, and the last one. Purple Posy. I like that color too. Okay, let's see what the sample looks like. So we need one of each size cloud. Big, medium, little. Okay, and on the big one we're going to stamp hey. Which way should this go? This way or this way? Sample says that way. Then that's what it shall be. Okay, so because this is a big bold one, and I'm pretty sure I kind of cleaned it up and fixed it. Let's see. So I'm going to put this so you could see it better. Oh, there, that's better. Misty Moonlight. Hey. Hey. Hey is what I say. Okay. So this one, put the vellum on. Here's the vellum. And again, I'll put the adhesive in areas that won't be seen. So I'm looking at it thinking there's going to be a cloud up here. So I'm going to hold it there. Through the middle. Good, plan worked out. This goes right in the middle. Okay. So now it's time for dimensionals. And on this card, I'll show you what I did. Because I wanted the, I didn't want all the clouds all at one layer. I wanted it to look like, well here, I'll show you. On this one here, I'll explain it first. I put dimensional on the big one, and down below I put adhesive so that this one would have a chance to pop up. This one has 4 dimensionals on the back. They're all popped up, and this one is completely flat with adhesive. So when you look at it from, I don't know if you could tell, but there's like a little ledge here and a ledge there. Okay, so with dimensionals, I'm going to put 2 at the top, and then at the bottom I'm going to put adhesive. And it's fine if you want to do yours with all of them, all dimensionals. I don't think you could go wrong with these kits. This will go right in the middle. And then, oh, I have too many little guys over here. This one, it's like there might be a right side and a wrong side. I'm going to just put this one flat using adhesive. Right there. And then this one is going to get all dimensionals, 4 dimensionals. There's a little dog out the back window looking at me. Okay, and then I'll put the bow on using a glue dot. That could go right there. That's a good spot for it. And then these little elements, put those on. Magenta. Okay, so that does it for that card. So together we did all the outsides. And like I said on my blog, I'll take pictures of the inside. And the insides aren't fancy at all. But just so you're like, when I start out, it's like, I don't know what to put in there. But at least it'll give you an idea, and I'm sure that you'll be able to build off of that and make it very cute. Okay, well, thanks for joining me for Paper Pumpkin this month. And it's still Manly May. So, upcoming is something with this set before it goes out. Something with barbecue. I really like this one. A dad like you is rare. Holy smokes, it's your birthday. And then something with Clubhouse. I have the dies and the paper for this, and I don't want it to go away, but it is. So, coming up next are at least one card using each one of these sets. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for doing Paper Pumpkin with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.